Hey there, language learners! Welcome back to Speak Smart, your go-to channel for mastering English idioms and expressions. In today's lesson, we are diving into some common idioms and expressions related to actions and emotions. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest lessons. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Our first idiom is get rid of something. This means to remove or eliminate something that is unwanted or unnecessary. Think of it as clearing away clutter or anything that you no longer need. Something that you need to throw away. For example, you might say, I need to get rid of these old clothes in my closet. Now, here you're talking about removing clothes you no longer wear or need to make space for something else. Is it clear? Let me give you another example. I could say, we need to get rid of these outdated files to free up some disk space. Let me type it down for you to better understand it. Here you go. We need to get rid of these outdated files to free up some disk space. In this case, you are talking about deleting old files from your computer. Get rid of these outdated files. Get rid of something. Another example could be, I need to get rid of these trash in my room. It means you want to remove the trash in your room. Is that clear? Now it's time for you to practice. I'll give you a scenario and I want you to think about how you would use the idiom, get rid of something. Say, for example, you have a cluttered desk with papers everywhere. What would you do? What would you do to tidy up? You might say, I would get rid of the papers on my desk. That's correct. Now let's move on to our next idiom. The next idiom is turn something on. This means to start a machine or activate the flow of electricity, water, or other utilities. For example, don't forget to turn the lights on when you enter the room. Here, you're telling someone to switch on the lights to brighten up the room. Turn the lights on. Now, this is what we call separable phrasal verb. When we say separable, you can separate them. Turn something on. Turn the lights on. I will give you another example so it will be clearer. Another example is, she turned on the TV to watch her favorite show. You see what I did there? I use turn on something instead of turn something on. Because then again, this is what we call separable phrasal verb. You can say turn on something or turn something on. Both are correct. Now let's put your knowledge to the test. Here's a scenario. Your friend's car won't start. What would you suggest they do? You might suggest, mm, turn on the ignition on. Turn the ignition on. That might help you start the car. I would suggest turn the ignition on. Are you following? Let's move on to the next idiom. Get worse and worse. Now, this phrase means to become progressively more or had an unfavorable over time. All right? To make it more bad. For instance, you might say, the weather forecast predicts that the storm will get worse and worse throughout the day. This means that the storm is expected to intensify and become more severe as the day progresses. To become progressively more bad or unfavorable. Get worse and worse. Another example could be, his health got worse and worse after he ignored the doctor's advice. Oh no! This implies that his health deteriorated steadily because he didn't follow the medical recommendations. So make sure to follow the doctor's advice so that your health will not get worse and worse. Imagine you are in a situation where you're describing a problem that keeps escalating. For example, think about a situation where your internet connection is getting progressively slower each day. How would you describe this using the idiom get worse and worse? Well, you might say, my internet connection is getting worse and worse every day. It's really frustrating. Ah, it gets worse and worse. Again, the meaning, to become progressively more bad or unfavorable. Are we clear? Okay, so let's move on now and let's continue with our fourth idiom. Now let's talk about can't stand something. This expression is used to indicate a strong dislike or aversion to something. Something that you strongly dislike. It could be a hobby. It could be a smell. It could be food. Something that you don't like the taste of something. An example would be, I can't stand the taste of mushrooms. Ew! For me, it's a little disgusting. I can't stand it. I can't stand the taste of mushrooms. Another example could be, he can't stand being stuck in traffic. He can't stand being stuck in traffic. This implies that he finds being in traffic extremely annoying and unpleasant. Can't stand something, something that you don't like. Now, I want you to picture a scenario where you're talking about a food or activity that you really dislike. For instance, imagine you're discussing your dislike for spicy food with a friend. How would you express your strong aversion using the idiom can't stand something? You're right. You can say, I can't stand eating spicy food. It makes my mouth burn. What are other things that you can't stand? Let me know in the comment section below. Next up, we have what's the matter with something or someone, or what's wrong with something or someone. These are phrases used to inquire about a problem or issue with something or someone. For instance, you might ask, what's the matter with your car? It's making strange noises. Here you're asking about the problem with the car that's causing the noise. Another example could be, oh, I'm experiencing this problem most of the time. I would say, what's wrong with my computer? It keeps freezing. Can somebody help me? There's something wrong with my computer. In this expression, I am asking, what is wrong? What's the matter with my computer? Is that clear? Now, you might ask your friend. Let's say you notice a friend looking upset. How would you inquire about their well-being? Very good. You might ask, you look a bit down today. What's the matter? Or, is everything okay? What's wrong? Asking someone or inquiring someone about their well-being. Use this expression, what's the matter with something or someone, or what's wrong with something or someone. Another useful expression is take a look at something. This means to look quickly at something or to examine something briefly. For example, could you take a look at this document and let me know if there are any errors? Here you are asking someone to review the document for mistakes. Take a look at this document. Another example could be, I'll take a look at the engine to see if I can fix the problem. I will have a quick look at the engine to check if there are problems or if I can fix the problem in the engine. Is that clear? Now, your turn. How would you politely ask someone to examine something using the expression, take a look? You might say, can you take a look at this report and tell me if it's accurate? Or if you want to ask your teacher, teacher, can you take a look at my sentence if it's grammatically correct? Take a look at something. Finally, let's talk about lose it. This expression means to become too excited or emotional and lose one's self-control. You might say, when I saw the spider, I completely lost it and started screaming. Ah! This means you become so scared that you couldn't control your reaction. you lose your self-control. Now, we don't just use it for negative situations. We can also use it for positive situations. Something that makes you excited or too excited. Say, for example, I would say, he lost it when he found out he had won the lottery. Of course, you're going to be too excited when you win the lottery. He lost it when he found out he had won the lottery. Something that makes you too excited or lose your self-control. This means you become overwhelmed with excitement that you couldn't contain your emotions. Lose it. Now your turn. Let's apply this idiom. Think about a time when a friend or family member became so angry during an argument that they started yelling or shouting. How would you narrate this incident using the expression lose it? All right, let me know down below. Okay, so let's put your knowledge of idioms to the test with a fun complexion or completion activity. I'll provide you with incomplete sentences, and I want you to fill in the blanks with the correct idioms we've learned today. Are you ready? Let's get started. Here you go. The situation at work has been blank over the past few weeks, and I'm not sure how much longer I can handle it. I absolutely blank the smell of seafood. It makes me feel queasy just thinking about it. I noticed that you're looking upset. Could you please blank and tell me if there are any errors in this document? When I saw the final score of the game, I couldn't believe we lost by so much. Take a moment to fill in the blanks with the correct idioms. Once you're finished, you can compare your answer from the comment sections below. If you need to pause the video, you can. Thanks for participating in our completion activity. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. Keep practicing those idioms, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep speaking smart.